Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's Peggy from the Pearl Forest, and we're going to be doing a lot of what's on my desk, using it up. I have been gathering some things to make use of, to use some things up. One thing I have a lot of is envelopes that previous business address. So what I've done preparing for several of them is to cut them down at 8.5 like this. I know you can fold them, but this is just what I decided to do. I can put a little glue on that and make something that could fit over the corner of a page with these little pieces, or I might just throw them away. We'll see. So I cut a number of them to 8.5, but then the other option, and I don't really want to get out the scoreboard, but these are 9.5. So if I fold them in half, that will make them 4 3/4, I believe. So we can fold them like this to wrap around a page, making pockets. So we'll do a couple of those. Plus I have some envelopes that I've painted that we can add some things to. So lots of envelopes to use. And I have some wrapping paper, painted paper, and a piece of scrapbook paper here, plus some other things off to the side. Let's see, I grabbed out a glue stick. Not sure where my current art glitter glue is, so I'll get this one back out. I've been trying to clean its tip and it hasn't worked. Interestingly, I found that if you put plastic wrap on here, it actually glues it on and makes a seal like when you buy it. So you have to get that back off. Let's see. I have a cloth handy to get that big wad of glue out from under my fingernails. Okay, so I'm just going to use this regular tip. It doesn't have the metal end, so it's not as skinny to glue down, but that's okay. It just has a little bit of a bigger tip, and we will make do. Okay, to start with, we could start with these since they're partly painted, and I think I'd like to make them, like say if this was a page, to put it in the signature like this. So part of it would be, well, you wouldn't have this. Part of it would be over on this page with a pocket here, and part of it would be over, oops, on another page, and you could glue here and here and make a tuck or glue it down. This is an envelope we can use also. So we will go on that presumption that this part needs a little decorativeness. It's going to be somewhere else, and this will be on another page. So let's see, this is red with a little blue, and this is mostly blue with some red. We could make it pick up some of this purple, put some flowers on that one. That's a possibility. We'll see what all we have down here. I have some mushroom wrapping paper I'd like to use. Oh, we have this wrapping paper with the plaid. Why don't we try that one on there? So let's try this. So let's see. don't know that I want it to be straight. Let's see if we can tear this edge. I'm not always really good with that. Or maybe my ruler isn't, I don't know. Yeah, we just migrated. Close enough. Speaking of close enough, I need to move my trash can closer. Okay, so these are more pink, but there's a little red out here, and there's a little red here. I would definitely like some red. Maybe we'll go this way. And we will just tear it down over here. How far out do we want to go? Go around this yellow flower and this, oops, hang on, this blue flower, see if that fits. Okay, could put that on here, and we could do something with some of the same paper on the back. None of it is straight, and it'd be nice to have at least one straight edge. Maybe we want this one. I think for me, I just need to make sure my finger is pressing down right where I'm tearing. Oops. So if we put this on here, I could let some of this wrap around to the other side. Maybe like that. And maybe we need a little something else under the edge. What do I have around here? Book page would be nice. This is a complimentary page from, I think this has a magnifying glass on it. Let's see. Not enough. Oh. I don't know. It looks a little bit like Rach and Bella, but I'm not positive. I wish they had wrote their name of their website or something on here. And when you print them out, you still have them with you. Okay, so we have that. Maybe we'll take these labels . Maybe we could even put this red one over there. I'm all for using what I can. I've been working diligently getting rid of things and organizing things, and I have way too many things. I don't know if any of you are that way. It becomes overwhelming sometimes. But hopefully I can share some of these things with other people, either supplies or things I've made to go in journals or journals, and just let some of it go besides. Okay, so let's put okay, that's going to go on that side. Let's tear this so it's not just straight. And tear this. Whoops, not necessarily right there. I'm going to make some clusters soon. I have a bunch of little stuff that I've been working with. Okay, so if we put this on here, like maybe like that. So maybe in here, just a tad more so we make sure we have far enough. I'm not going to bury it underneath. One, I kind of think it's wasteful, but two, I want it for the other side. So let's glue book. Don't know where it is at the moment, so I will get just a piece of paper. And this glue stick is empty. I'm attempting to take out the glue that's left in the bottom when you get down to the bottom and use it, because it just seems so wasteful to not. But I don't know if it will work out good to do it or not. But I'm giving it a try. I'm scraping it out and putting it in a jar, and I'll let you know how that works, whether it is worth it. I just feel like we're so wasteful in general that even though we are recycling a lot of stuff, the way things like these glue sticks are made, they waste a lot of glue down there in the bottom. And this is stuck. Okay, let's see. Try to get this sort of straight. And I'll have to trim that corner. Because it's going around the edge here. Okay, so for this, you will see this side here and this side here. Kind of like this one on here. I probably will go back when I actually do the journal and add something else up here decoratively, depending on the journal. Maybe a bird or something might look pretty with the flowers. But there's a start for that. And we'll put this on this side. Maybe we'll just turn it that way. Okay. We could put writing surface, but I'm going to put paper in here, so I think we'll Now this, we have the paper going this way. I think I still want this to be down here. I think we'll just put this up here and then later put something across there. Okay, let's see. Trim this side down. This goes like this. That comes down and kind of blends into this little point here. We have a little bit going off the edge. I don't mind that. I think I'll leave it. So we'll put this down first. This will be bottom is crooked. You might have to adjust that. Go with me. Square this up. All right. I'm sorry I don't always get these finished. I'm not that well organized yet for my supplies. Like a lot of my little decorative elements keep disappearing in the sliding tiles. Are you familiar with those sliding tile puzzles? That's kind of what I have. And I can't always put my hands on the things. Okay, so we have, let's see if we can have a page here. I don't seem to have a page. Oh, here we do. Sorry about my reach here. Here's my food coloring die. So that would go on a page like this. Now these are, that's right, this was going to wrap around the other way. I hadn't really thought about it. This is going to be bigger. I think I'm going to need to cut it down like I did the other one. So it would actually fit in a book, like 8.5. I'll have to cut that one too. Okay, good to check those things out before you go very far. Now this is open now, but we can glue this if we would like, or have it as a tuck. We can decide that. So it would go in the signature like this. And this could be a pocket, or you could just have it as a flap over here. And on this side, it would be in the signature like this, and you would flip it open and you would have this tuck spot, or glue it right here for a pocket. So that's how that would work. put the finished ones over here. So let's trim this one so we know it is going to fit. And you could go less than 8.5 just to make sure. We'll do 8.5 for now. Okay, oops. Okay, we have this little sticker. This wrapping paper has a number of colors. We have this fold seam here. Let's just take this off. Okay. Now this is going to go in the book the same way. So this part would be on one side. This would be a pocket for a big tag or journal card or fold of paper, and this could be glued down, or we might wrap this around. We could do that. We could wrap all of it around. What if we just tore this edge, kind of raggedy. This reminds me of a scarf I had years ago. My puppy's asking for something, but I'm not sure what. Okay, so we could always tear it in a little bit, so we could go out more. Maybe so it covers. Hate to lose all the painting, but what do we have on that side? Mostly red. So maybe we went like this, and maybe we tear it. It'd be nice to get a little of the dark blue. We can always take a little less of the light blue if we decide we don't want it quite as white or wide. I know it has some purpley stuff in here, but we can make that blend. Do we want it to go that way, or do we want it to go this way? I think I'm going to go this way. Yeah, like that. So in about that far. So I could go, I guess, all the way on this. All the way to the end, and we'll wrap it around, and it won't cover it completely. We'll add something else. Whoops. Okay. So I put this over here because it's wider, and I am going to trim that up a little bit. So we'll just kind of stick that in there. We don't want this to stick down here. And then we'll close it up by wrapping this around. Now we didn't cover up the name. We definitely need to add something. So that's different. Oops. Don't glue yourself down. All right, so you could just punch a pocket hole here. Doesn't want to punch. There we go. Sometimes these are tricky to stay in there. All right, so we have a little finger hole for our pocket, so we know that's a pocket. And this comes around like that. We could add more of the red. I also found this on my desk with a bunch of little stuff in here. Little pictures and things. Not sure if there's anything in here we necessarily want or that goes. These little snails are cute. Not really feeling like any of that. Well, this has the purple. Some butterflies. That's pretty. Color-wise, don't necessarily go. We could put washi across here. If we have any purpley thing. Bird is pretty. Want something that kind of went both sides. I think I'm going to go with this. So I'm going to glue it in the middle. This is an outdated business envelope. Let's see. That picks up the purple circles. And washi tape. I have some sitting here. This has some purple. It doesn't really go though. Red hearts. No. These are little petals. We can fold it this way for pockets. But we're kind of planning to go this way. Here's some more plaid. Have these flowers. Problem with these is you have to weed your way through them to find what you might be looking for. You could put 2 of these on. I know it's really balanced, but I kind of like it. We also have this postage stamp washies. Maybe there's one of those we might like. I don't know. Let's see. And I don't have a particular journal this would go in. It's kind of an unusual combination, but it just might be, oops, just the right thing for somewhere. These are sticky, but not sticky enough to last. I don't know, I kind of like that mixture, eclectic looking stuff. Nice to have something on here though. Really kind of like that heron it is, I think. Let's see. I like these stamp shaped washies design picture wise, but getting off of the spool not so much. Seems like they don't come off well. We'll just have to find a use for these today. So we have a mouse, or a bunny I mean, and we have a cat. And some giraffes. Come on. Do you have any tips for getting these off more successfully? That's a pretty one down there. Maybe these are just getting older or something, so they're harder. There's some giraffes. And we're not getting very far very quickly, are we? I forgot to check the time. It's partly because my clock is no longer on the wall. I moved it today and it's not back up yet. So I apologize if this isn't a good time length. It isn't very fast-paced, exciting. Okay, I'm going to put this bird over here. And look, I want to put a little scrap of paper over there. Oh, here's some pink. Let's put that under it. Give it something extra over here. And whoops. Here's our bird. And this side, I feel like it needs something to break that up. I think that I have this piece of paper and then put something with it. I have this little cup of leftover thingies here. I have a ticket, a little piece of denim paper. got some good cats and dogs down here. Where did I just see a red border piece? I don't think I really want to play up the green. Well, this is a pretty one we might want to put on something. So let's just make a collage on this side. Stick it. And I'll peel this off and stick it down. It's actually open right there where the sticker came out. And we could use this little scrap of paper. And this is something that I had a container with tags when I labeled my art room previously. Sorry about my owie here. One of the plastic containers just took a bite right out of my thumb. It's in a bad spot. Every once in a while I poke it again. Oh, and we had this that we could, whoops, put on somewhere. Let's see what we got. I'll have to keep playing after I let you go because I'm not getting very far. Okay, so I'm thinking let me put this down here. And ticket, I guess it could have been a tuck spot, but too late. Guess that looks good. This piece of paper on. And the label. Whoops. Stuck to the paper and my finger and tore the poor little thing. It's okay, we'll work it out. Yeah, you want to cover up the rest of, oops, tag. Put it down here, sort of straight. Sometimes these little sticker back or edges don't like to lay down flat. I don't get it down flat. This top piece is not gonna fit. Maybe I need to put it down so I have somewhere to aim to. Yeah, got a little texture there. Okay, and I think I'll just stick that, whoops, right there. So there's a little collage on this side. That's a pocket. This can be a pocket on one side, and this is a pocket here and a flip over like that. So those are the short ones. So why don't we try a wraparound one? Let's see. We have some, tropical bird ones, but there's not very much bird here, so this is more like a just a jungle one. Since we're going this way, let's just glue it on and then trim or wrap the edge around. So I'm going to go ahead and glue completely this side. Okay, it does fit, so we'll just put it in here. I think I want to wrap it around because it would be upside down. Ow, yep, that's it. I just stabbed it again. Oh, gee. Okay, let's trim this off. I have a whole bunch of wrapping paper from years ago. I'm trying to use that up. I'm going to try to put a list up here where I can keep track of it and see it to know what journals I'm working on. I know cat and dog are hot on the list, but also using it up is hotter, so you just kind of have to work our way around. So that's one side. I'm thinking that I'm just going to glue this down inside the pocket, just leaving it open and not a flap, like that. And now we can use the same paper and I'm gonna have to make sure we don't glue over the edge. Okay. Make sure we've got the bottom down here at the bottom and the bottom down here. We're going to need to trim around that edge, hopefully before it sticks closed. Looks like everybody's head's mostly cut off there. Do you make junk journals? Can you tell me in the comments? And if so, what do you like to do? Do you do them with your kids for homeschool? Do you do them yourself? Are they just for play, or do you have a certain kind of journaling you do in it? Or do you just like watching other people make them? That's certainly fine. Let's see. I'm cutting in here, but I might not stick exactly to what's there. I'm going to try to curve it a little bit more. Gonna have to touch it up slightly though. It's hard to get the scissors in here. Guess I can come back at it this way. Since each half of this is going to be on a separate page, I don't know if you can see this or not, they don't have to exactly match up. It's more just to get something uniform looking. Okay, and then this, kind of have to curve it a little bit to help it to fold. You can get out a bone folder, or the handle of your scissors also works really nice. Okay, we could poke a hole, but I don't think we really need to because we can see with the white here. So this would go on a page. It could go at the bottom, or it could go, you know, anywhere on it, and it could be in the signature, and this could be a pocket and a pocket over here, but it can also go around a page like this, and probably if you did this, I think you'd have to have one of the sides glued down at least as a tuck. Although you can then kind of, with a tuck even, you can peek in there and see this pocket. And then this side wouldn't have to be hooked on, and you could actually flip it out and have a pocket. So that's a possibility. Either way, it's a folded double pocket. Another thing we can use up is, like, this is a piece of paper, and we can pick a wrapping paper that we might want to use some of. This has a number of colors on it, but it might be kind of fun to just randomly put some on here. I'm going to make it all just torn edges. Sometimes when I'm tearing like this, if I curl this around, kind of roll it, then I can get my hand in there. You see what I'm doing is I'm coiling it as I go, because it's too long to reach. Snicky, you have to wait. All right, and then get this on the bottom as well. Okay, I'll just put this on here. And maybe I'll just wrap that around. So let's put this on. We'll add some flour. It's a little dark to write on it inside, but we can always go back and add some paper to write on in there. There. You could still write in here, but it's kind of dark. So we have a little bit of that there. And maybe we could write on this part and just put this in as a journal card. So maybe not wrap picture around this side. So I was thinking this would look pretty on there. Maybe a butterfly or something. So this is a little wrapping paper, a little scrapbook paper, which is like a cardstock weight. And this is a washi sticker. Kind of liking this butterfly here. Maybe down there. And let's see. I do have this paper. That color is nice. Let's see though, I have some pieces of it. Just thinking to make writing in here. What if you just put some of these in here that don't necessarily cover the whole thing? I hate to cut that one up. No, we could take the back of some of this wrapping paper. No reason we can't use the back of something. Whoops. Let's see, size-wise, yeah. Come on. I don't know if I just don't have the right ruler or the right technique, but sometimes it's very difficult for me to get in there and tear it. Let's see, if we put this through here. And tear this off. And because we have this wrapping around, why don't we just angle that? Okay, let's get different side here. Ah, wrong side. I find if you don't get too much on that other side, you can get it to dry fairly quickly. And it still all works out good. This is Scotch permanent glue stick. In case you wanted to know what I'm using today. I have a number of different kinds. Yeah, I feel like it needs something right there. I don't know if we want to do another butterfly or a little piece of washi. Here's a smaller butterfly. Not exactly the color scheme. I think this one is better. If I had a little smaller one, I'd probably use it, but I don't have them handy to figure out where I'm going to put them that I can reach them while I'm working. If you have any organizational tips, I'd love those too. Okay, so here's a journal card made out of some scrapbook paper, cardstock kind, with wrapping paper, a sticker. They're just, well, no, it's a fussy cut, I think. And this is a washi sticker, which needs slightly more glue. And inside, we have the back of some wrapping paper with a wrap over of wrapping paper and another sticker. And then this is light enough, I think you could also write on the back. So thank you for joining me today. This is Peggy from the Pearl Forest, and I'll show you what we made. We have this one, which will go in the book this way, wrap around, and it'll have a pocket with this glued shut. And then on the other side of the page, that's the pocket flip. And on this side is, this could flip out, or you could glue it down for a pocket. And we have this one with this as a pocket or a flip up, which you'd like. And over here, we have this one that folds out and has a pocket in there. This one that can wrap around in the signature as well, with wild animals, and they have a pocket on each side. And then this one is a large journal card, which will probably need either a belly band or a large side pocket because it's too big for, or a paper clip. Looks very nice on that paper, doesn't it? Thank you for joining me. I hope you have a great day full of lots of creativity and fun, and always full of love. Bye for now from Peggy from the Pearl Forest.